subscribe, please click the like button, share and subscribe. It's free.
Thanks. Is that your understanding, Mr. Mngomezulu?
Whichever comes first, my lord.
Okay. Yeah, but that you are going to follow the proceedings on YouTube, you said the other day.
I've been following it, man.
Well, they've got problems with YouTube
No problem.
because there are too many experts there. I'm just going to quote what the law says.
Yes. Malo, can I just maybe add something?
Oh, yes, Mr. Sorry, Baloi.
Regarding the ambit of the discussions that we had in chambers,
Yeah.
it was emphasized that Mr. Mngomezulu will follow the proceedings as they occur, and will also get a running record of the proceedings, so that he's fully acquainted with what is happening in court.
Yeah, how does he follow the proceedings?
Yes. Well, the proceedings are being broadcast live, my lord, and
Okay.
he will, and I don't want to speak on his behalf, but I think the extent of the discussions was that, he will follow the proceedings in whichever way to acquaint himself of what is going on. And I suppose if there's anything, he will then communicate with Mr. Ngumalo. And the other thing, my lord, that I'm wondering about, should he then recover before the end of the cross-examination of Mr. Ngumalo? I suppose then he should come back to court. So he's excused from court pending his recuperation or the finalization of the cross-examination by Ms. Mshololo, whichever comes first. That should be the condition.
Yes.
My lord, as we have discussed that, and I've indicated that I'm getting much better, but I'm not in a position to cross-examine the witness, and I've made a request that my cross-examination should be suspended until after the cross-examination of Advocate Mshololo. I will then proceed after Advocate Mshololo, and the parties have agreed, and Advocate Ngumalo has agreed to stand in for me, and that has been communicated with my client, the CV accused number 1, on the basis that the condition in court will actually hamper or disturb the progress of my healing as the court wishes.
Yeah, can you interpret for...
Mr. Mngomezulu useyasho-ke ukuthi nanjengoba beyobonana-ke kona ihhovisi lakhe uMehluleli bakhulumile-ke nokuthi uyasho-ke naye ukuthi useyalulama-ke, kodwa-ke akakakulungeli ukuthi angaqala ngokuthi-ke ahlome imibuzo kuyena umfakazi. Useyacela-ke ukuthi kuqhutshekwe-ke abanye amameli babuza imibuzo, yena kusezoqala-ke noma uzoqhubeka emuva kokuthi u-Advocate Mshololo eseqedile. Uthi-ke konke lokho-ke kukhulunyiwe kanye nawe Mr. Sibiya, washo-ke nokuthi u-Advocate Ngumalo yena-ke ozomela, nanjengoba yena-ke uzobe engekho-ke uma kuqhutshekwa nalo-ke icala.
Yes, Mr. Ngumalo.
Thank you, my lord. I was approached by Mr. Mngomezulu after we've met in chambers and requested me to stand in for him in order to allow him to recuperate. I have no problems, my lord. This was communicated to his client, Mr. Sibiya.
naye-ke u-advocate Nxumalo uyasho-ke ukuthi ngempela-ke sebephumile-ke kuyena umehluleli u-Mr Mngomezulu uzile kuyena wamcala-ke ukuthi-ke ameleke ngalesi sikhathi yena-ke esathi-ke ukululama wathi-ke naye-ke akanayo inkinga yalokho futhi lokho kukhulunyiwe kuwena Mr Spear.
If there is any further thing that Mr. Spear would wish me to convey to Mr. Mngomezulu, I'm going to take whatever instructions and inform Mr. Mngomezulu about the developments and whatever instructions that he's going to relate to me. Thank you.
Nokuthi-ke noma yini-ke ozophuma kuwena-ke Mr Spear ozoyikhuluma wena kuyena u-advocate Nxumalo yena uzoyithatha-ke ayindlulise kuyena-ke Mr Mngomezulu.
Thank you.
So how long is the hiatus regarding Mr. Mngomezulu's health? It's going to determine how long
My Lord,
you assist.
the arrangement is the cross-examination is going to continue up to Advocate Mshololo, and then thereafter Mr. Mngomezulu is going to come back. It is then that stage that this arrangement is going to cease.
You confirm that, Mr. Mngomezulu? Yeah, you don't have to stand up. You can just...
I do confirm.
You do confirm it.
Mtshali befuna ukwazi ukuthi lokho kuzoqhubeka-ke kuze kuyofika nini ukuthi-ke kuzoqhubeka nokubuzwa imibuzo abameli bonke kuze kuyofika kuyena-ke u-advocate Mshololo. Emuva kwalokho-ke yila khona-ke azobuya khona-ke u-Mr Mngomezulu naye-ke uyavuma-ke lokho.
And you say this has been conveyed to Mr. Sibia, and it was discussed in Mr. Sibia's presence, meaning you, Mr. Mngomezulu, and Mr. Sibia, minimum, and the other councils.
Yes, the minimum was 3. Myself, Mr. Mngomezulu, and Mr. Spear.
Okay, and what was Mr. Sibia's view?
He agreed to the arrangement. May the court confirm also from him.
Kwazike inkantolo ukuthi-ke uma nikhuluma benye bangaki-ke u-advocate Nxumalo bekuyena u-Mr Mngomezulu kanye nawe-ke Spear nokuthi-ke wakuvuma-ke wena lokho awubanganankinga nalokho.
Mr. Ramasipili?
As the court pleases, my lord, I do confirm the arrangement, and I do also confirm that as part of the part discussion, I was involved, my lord, as the court pleases.
Mr. Nisi?
As it is the court, my lord, although I was not involved in the discussion, but I'm quite happy with the arrangement.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Munyeki, sorry.
Yes, my lord. Yeah, my lord, I was not part of the discussion, but I do confirm that some of the issues were raised with the defense of accused number 5.
Mr. Sibia, stand up. Do you confirm the agreement or the arrangement?
Yes, I do confirm, my lord.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to quote what the law says.
Yes, my lord, can I just maybe add something?
Oh yes, Mr. Sorry,
Regarding the ambit of the discussions that we had in chambers,
yeah.
It was emphasized that Mr. Mngomezulu will follow the proceedings as they occur, and will also get a running record of the proceedings, so that he's fully acquainted with what is happening in court.
Yeah, how does he follow the proceedings?
Yes. Well, the proceedings have been broadcast live, my lord, and
okay.
he will, and I don't want to speak on his behalf, but I think the extent of the discussions was that, he will follow the proceedings in whichever way to acquaint himself of what is going on. And I suppose if there's anything, he will then communicate with Mr. Nxumalo. And the other thing, my lord, that I'm wondering about, should he then recover before the end of the cross-examination of Mr. Nxumalo? I suppose then he should come back to court. So he's excused from court pending his recuperation or the finalization of the cross-examination by Ms. Mshololo, whichever comes first. That should be the conditional.
Thanks. Is that your understanding, Mr. Mngomezulu?
Whichever comes first, my lord.
Okay. Yeah, but that you are going to follow the proceedings on YouTube, you said the other day.
I've been following it, man.
Well, I've got problems with YouTube
No problem.
because there are too many experts there.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
My lord, on that aspect, the proceedings from the 7th of October to the 22nd of October 2014 were emailed to Mr. Mngomezulu, and he confirmed yesterday that he received my emails.
Yes.
So whatever that comes from now on, I'll be forwarding whatever that comes to Mr. Mngomezulu in order for him to apprise himself with the proceedings. Thank you.
ngezile kumshushisi kuloko sekukhulunyiwe ukuthi-ke okunye bekukhulunyiwe noma-ke bebevumelene ngabo ukuthi-ke yena-ke uMr Mngomezulu uzoqhubeka-ke alandeleke icala leli noma-ke alubeke kwiyinkundla-ke lezi noma-ke kumabonakude yena-ke ushilo kusho kwajaji ukuthi-ke ebelandela-ke ku-YouTube kodwa-ke uyafika-ke yena-ke no-YouTube kunenkinga ngoba-ke kunongoba abaningi lapho kodwa-ke uzolandela-ke noma-ke futhi-ke nalokho okwenzekayo noma amarekhodi uzowa-imelela akhona-ke bese wathunyelwe uma kuwukuthi okunye futhi akusho umshushisi ukuthi uma kuwukuthi-ke uMr Mngomezulu usebangcono-ke kakhulu-ke noma ukwisimo sokuthi angabuyela enkantolo usengabuyela-ke ngaphambi kokuthi mhlawumbe kuyofika kuyena-ke advocate Msholo noma advocate Nxumalo kodwa bathi-ke noma yikuphi okufike kuqala kodwa uma kuwukuthi uba ngcono ngaphambi kokuthi ufike leso sikhathi usengabuyela-ke.
Yeah. Okay. This is what the law stipulates. The cross-examination. Let's start there. The cross-examination sequence, which appertains in a court of law, is governed, I think, by Section 127, and amongst others, it is discretional upon the presiding officer as to the sequential cross-examination which is going to be exercised by various counsel in a particular case like this one, has to abide by the prescripts as to how the accused before court are being cited after being charged. In other words, lack of a better word, if Mr. Sibiya, as he is accused number one, his counsel is expected after each and every witness to be the first to cross-examine the state witness who has given that evidence. But these procedures are not immutable. They are not cast in stone. They can be modified, added to, if special circumstances arise, like in this case. This case started before this court in July 2023, but previously my colleague was involved in this case, Judge Maumela, who had to recuse himself after being incapacitated physically. So I am aware that the allegations also arise against the accused as on the during October 2014, about 10 years ago. This court will not go into the history of this trial, but for various reasons, the actual concourse of this trial only began, I think, in 2019, is that so? 2019, before Mr. Maumela.
Yeah, well, before Judge Momela, it was the first appearance was
Yeah.
in February 2022.
Okay, yeah, right.
Yes.
So that was the initial appearance of the accused before this court. So I am of the view that because of the history of this case and because of the incapacity, which I believe is temporary, of Mr. Mngomezulu, these aspects constitute special extraordinary circumstances which may allow this court to accede to the request by Mr. Mngomezulu and his client that Mr. Mngomezulu will keep himself apprised of the proceedings in this case, as he has always been doing, and he will keep in contact with Advocate Nomalo, who has volunteered to assist accused number 1 and Mr. Mngomezulu. The overriding aspect is that no other accused should suffer prejudice in this trial as a result of the arrangements which this court is agreeing to as requested by Mr. Mngomezulu and his client. Because the court is enjoined in terms of Section 35 of the Constitution to accord an accused and his counsel or attorney a fair trial as described in our Constitution by, amongst others, retired Judge of the Constitutional Court, Johan Krichler, in the case of the Attorney General of the Cape versus Key, which is a constitutional case which is seminal, in my view, in defining the aspect which we all refer to as a fair trial. And I'm also consoled by the fact that there is no apparent conflict of interest amongst the accused and their counsels regarding the charges facing the accused. The accused are facing 5 charges. Murder, with the application of Section 51(1) of the Criminal Procedure Act. Robbery, also with the applicability of Section 51(1). Possession of a firearm, and also attempted murder with the applicable Section 51(1) also being there, and possession of ammunition. And further, the accused are also charged jointly with the allegation that they allegedly committed these offenses in pursuance of a common purpose. So consequently, the onus of proof, which rests on the state to prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt, is not delineated differently from either of the accused. The state has to prove those charges with the application of the doctrine of common purpose. All 5 accused also reserved their right in terms of Section 35 of the Constitution not to disclose the basis of their defense. Consequently, as I say, up to this stage, it cannot be cogently argued that the accused, any of the accused or counsel, with regard to the arrangements which this court is acceding to about the health of Mr. Mngomezulu that there has been a conflict of interest or there has been a denial of the concept of a free trial which must appertain to all the accused before court. Consequently, then, that application is granted.
Ngokomthetho-ke kufanele ukuthi uma umbuso usuqedile ukuthi-ke uhole ofakazi kube ukuthi-ke ngokokulandelana kwabo abasolwa imibuzo-ke ihlonywe ngaleyo ndlela ibona-ke abameli ngaphandleni kokuthi uma kunezimo-ke ey'khethekile noma-ke izimo-ke ey'phoqayo ukuthi-ke kungashintshwa-ke kulokho noma-ke kwenziwe ngokwahlukile. Inkantolo iyasho-ke la ukuthi-ke uma kulalelwa sona-ke isicelo lesi sakhe uMr Mngomezulu ngokungaphatheki kahle kwakhe inkantolo ayiboni ingakhona-ke inkinga ukuthi-ke isivumele leso sicelo leso nangokuthi futhi naye-ke ushilo uvumile-ke umsolwa ukuthi cha akanankinga nalokho naye-ke u-advocate Nxumalo wakuvuma-ke lokho ukuthi cha akanankinga ukuthi angasiza lapho. Inkantolo yabe isingena-ke nakumlando wecala ukuthi icala laqala kuphi-ke ngaphambi komahluleli owangaphambili yena uJudge Mawumela, kodwa-ke ekugcineni kona konke lokho inkantolo ithi ngoba-ke abasolwa bethweswe amacala akusona amacala ahlukahlukene la kungatholakala ekuhambekeni kwesikhathi ukuthi kuzoba khona-ke ukushayisana noma ukungqubuzana okhona. Iyasivuma inkantolo ukuthi kungaqhutshekwa ngale ndlela ekuvunyelwene ngayo abameli kanye naye umsolwa wokuqala futhi-ke noMr Mngomezulu uzolandela-ke noma uzobuka-ke lokho kwenzekayo la inkantolo esikhaya-ke ngale ndlela ashilo ukuthi-ke uzolandela ngayo.
Yeah, also he gets a periodic record of the proceedings, besides just himself being apprised of the progress of the trial. He must also be furnished, as he has been furnished, by the running record, which is available to all counsels in this case. And therefore I find that it is in the interest of justice that this case should proceed.
Futhi-ke nanjengoba eshilo ukuthi uzolandela uzobukela kumabonakude noma ngaleyo ndlela-ke azokwenza ngayo, kodwa-ke ngaphezu kwalokho athole futhi-ke namarekhodi noma-ke lokho kwenzekayo njengoba abanye bewathunyelwa-ke nge-email naye-ke awathunyele nangale ndlela bekwenziwa ngayo ngaphambilini.
Okay, yes.
Yes, my lord.
Yes.
I have excuse.
Thanks. Mr. Brigadier,
Yes, my lord.
Kinanda, you're still under oath. Okay.
Yes, my lord.
Thanks. Okay.
Family, it's nice to be back again. Oh, again, I just want to bring up just some video of Mngomezulu coming to court sick. It was a good thing for the judge, but the judge, I think he regretted at the end to realize that the person he has called to court and the world is watching and the country is watching, that he brought somebody, a professional who was sick, to court just because he could not make a call as a judge and communicate, because in our days, this technology is high. So they should have done that. That would have been easy than exposing him again to a lot of people when somebody is sick. That was not a good sign, and that was not professional from the judge. Although he was telling us he has to come, he has to be carried with a stretcher if it needs be, I was really surprised. Another thing that really surprised me with the judge is when he talked about YouTube. When Mngomezulu, oh, it's not even Mngomezulu, it should be Mnisi who talked about YouTube before, Advocate Mnisi, and the judge capitalized on that. You know, there's one thing that I realized, family, that our fight, the fight that we are fighting, the judge feels it. He watches each and every YouTuber who's talking about the case. And he has realized that he hasn't been exposed of his winking, of his siding with the state and being biased. So now that he brought it up in court, it shows how it's been hitting hard on him. And he couldn't even pretend. That makes me to think that all the YouTubers who are on this case, analyzing it, showing all the discrepancies that are happening in court, they are doing a wonderful job. I want to congratulate each and every YouTuber for doing this amazing job. These people are feeling the heat in court. Even the judge is feeling the heat, because we have exposed the judge in a lot of things that he's been doing in court that are not ethical. I'm happy that he brought it up, that there are analysis, that people there who analyze whatever he brought up in court about YouTube. I was very excited and I couldn't hold back, and I felt like I had to make this video and come through. And I think the judge should understand that he cannot be biased, more especially in front of cameras. What if the cameras were not there? How would we have known about his biasness? We would think he has passed a good judgment to the accused, because nobody could have known. Everybody would have said, oh, these people killed Senzo Meyiwa, that is it, they deserve whatever sentence that will come up, of which it is not true. Now they are being exposed, and they realize that they have been more than exposed. Let's touch on this Baloyi issue. This Baloyi issue, it gives me goosebumps, because when listening to Baloyi, he's trying to push hard that immediately Advocate Mngomezulu gets better, he has to be in court. He's asking the judge to apply those conditions to Mngomezulu. But we didn't see him applying the same conditions to Brigadier Kininda. He never stood up and said to Brigadier Kininda, this has to be, but he was doing a cover-up for Brigadier Kininda because of his exams that he's been taking and the exam that he's going to be taking. I don't know why Baloyi is doing this, because Baloyi now, he wants to find these guys, not through evidence. He's forcing to find these 5 accused guilty. Why he is doing that? Will he like it when it happens to him? I don't know. But what I can say, family, with my head high up, is that the defense is doing amazing job, and they are making sure that they leave no stone unturned. They're turning each and every stone to prove the lies of Kininda coming to court and lie with his face up. I wonder, how does Kininda sleep coming to court and lie? He's even stumbling to answer some of the questions from Ramsipili. Ramsipili is roller coastering this guy. Oh my God. He's just taking him a flip. He just flip him all sides, which is really amazing. I hope the judge now will understand that Kininda didn't do his due diligence investigation when investigating this case. He relied on things that were not there. They fabricated everything, all the evidence that they brought there. Let's hope, because why I say they fabricated this evidence, let's remember the head DNA didn't do anything to the accused. It didn't mesh. Going to Ntanzi, they said he had a gold tooth, but when he was taken to the dentist, there's nothing like that. People who were in the house, they are saying it was a revolver, a gun with a wheel. But he himself, Brigadier, and his friends, they went to test a wrong gun to pin these guys down. That's why I say everything that is happening in that court here has been fabricated. And this kind of evidence will be a problem at the end of the day. Because even if the judge can decide to sentence this guy, on appeal, they will never last for hours. This case will be thrown out in no time to prove that the judge is not competent. It's an incompetent judge. How can you side with witnesses and wink to state witnesses when you are supposed to not take sides as a judge? You hire as a judge, he was supposed to listen to the evidence because he knows he's in cameras. We can see him. We know how he acts. All these actions of him have been taken down by the cameras, which means there is a footage of everything that he's been doing. I was surprised by the time he showed Ubuntu when Mngomezulu had to respond, because he realized that I made a mess to bring Mngomezulu while he's sick. He is his colleague, a professional colleague and an advocate, but he decided to bring Mngomezulu in court while he was sick. I wonder how would he feel if that could have happened to him, pushed into court when everybody knew that he got sick inside court. And he tried to go on Mngomezulu even though he was not feeling well. But at the end, he felt like, no, I'm not going to take it anymore. It's becoming too hard. So family, what do you think about what the judge did? And what do you think about him complaining about YouTube? Because he himself, he exposed himself in front of cameras. Nobody told him to be biased in court. Nobody told him to wink to state witnesses. Nobody. He was doing it of his free will. So he must not blame social media. Social media is there to educate, to help people understand things that they don't understand. Because in YouTube, you pick what you want to listen to. It's your choice. And you decide yourself to be in YouTube because of whatever reason that you have. Family, I want to congratulate all YouTubers who have been up for this game to see justice in our country. Ngiyanithanda nonke ngothando lukaLove. Ngithi usenzo akalalanga uguqe ngamadolo, waiting for this case to be over and get the right people and serve a sentence for taking his life, and their family to get closure. Ngiyanithanda nonke ngothando love. Bravo, bravo, bravo.